You feel it, don't you? That quiet pressure in your chest. That sense that something in your life isn't right, but you can't quite explain what it is. You wake up, follow the same routines, talk to the same people, laugh at the same jokes, and yet, deep down, there's a voice whispering, "This isn't who you're meant to be." But here's the uncomfortable truth you've been avoiding. You're not trapped by your circumstances. You're trapped by yourself. At some point, without realizing it, you built a version of yourself that was acceptable. Acceptable to your family. Acceptable to society. And slowly, piece by piece, you abandoned the parts of you that were too strange, too bold, too honest. Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "No price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself." But no one tells you what that price actually is. It's not money. It's not time. It's everything you've been pretending to be. Think back to when you were younger, before you learned to filter your thoughts, before you started asking, "What will they think?" You were raw, unpolished, alive, but then something happened. Maybe it was a teacher who told you to be realistic. Maybe it was failure, the kind that makes you shrink instead of grow. And from that moment on, you made a silent decision. I will never expose myself again. So you adapted. You became quieter where you once were loud, safer where you once were curious, smaller where you once were limitless. Plato described something eerily similar thousands of years ago. He imagined people chained inside a cave, watching shadows on a wall. The cave isn't society. The cave is you, your fears, your habits, your need for validation. Escaping that cave is not a heroic moment. It's terrifying, because the moment you step out, you don't just lose comfort, you lose certainty. You risk becoming someone unfamiliar even to yourself. And this is where most people stop, not because they can't escape, but because they're afraid. Niccolò Machiavelli wrote that there is nothing more difficult to take in hand than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things. Your friends who prefer the version of you that doesn't challenge them. Your environment that rewards predictability. Staying the same isn't safe either. It just feels safe. Every day you ignore that inner voice, something in you slowly erodes. Dietrich Bonhoeffer once spoke about the danger of cheap grace, accepting comfort without transformation. They choose a life where nothing is terribly wrong, but nothing is deeply right either. They avoid risk, avoid truth, avoid themselves, and they call it stability. There's a version of you waiting. Not a perfect version, not a successful version, but a real one. And it's been trying to break through for years, because becoming who you are requires destroying who you've been, and that feels like death. In a way, it is. You have to walk away from the person everyone knows you as and step into someone uncertain. A caterpillar doesn't just grow wings. It dissolves. Inside the cocoon, it breaks down into something unrecognizable, a kind of biological chaos. Only then does it become something new. And for a moment during that process, it's neither caterpillar nor butterfly, just something in between. That's where you are. Not who you used to be, not yet who you could become. And that space, it's uncomfortable, confusing, lonely, but it's also sacred, because it's the only place where change is real. What are you still holding on to that no longer fits you? Is it the need to be liked? The fear of being judged? What would happen if you let it go? Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now, you don't need permission. You just need the courage to take one step away from the person you've been pretending to be. No one is coming to free you. The door of your prison has always been unlocked. You've just been too afraid to open it. Fear doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're standing at the edge of something real. So stand there, feel it, and then step forward anyway. Because the life you're afraid to live is the only one that's truly yours. One day you'll realize something shocking. You were never trapped. You were just unwilling to leave. The question is, are you still?